One second here. Hi, everyone. Ooh, it's foggy there. There you go. All right. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Um, there we go. I don't know. It seems very weird. Looks foggy. I know I look very clear on Instagram, but over here, I don't know if it's my camera. Might be. Maybe. Who knows? Hold on. Let's stop feeding the ducks. That's what the little jingle's called, feeding the ducks. Hi, Erica. Hello, ascended angel, my love. I'm clear. Awesome. So, welcome everybody. What? I know it's Tuesday, right? Tuesday's just a Tuesday, right? Just another day. Well, man, um, I'm just looking at shit. As the sun is cross the road from Neptune, and as it is sort of waving over there, Neptune's, is Poseidon. And Poseidon is, I mean, he is the ruler of Pisces, and Pisces is the last house. It's the karmic house. It's where everything gets dumped. So, look on your chart where everything's getting dumped in your life, which is the 12th house. What are you having to come in here to live karmically or work on karmically? Plus where's your Saturn? Because your Saturn is going to hold you accountable for the karmic debt. What was going on yesterday in the Cosmos Holy? People were all over the road. Yesterday was coming to the approach of this opposition with Saturn. I mean, today it's just as bad. Plus, Venus was coming off the square of Jupiter, so that's done. But now she's squaring off to Uranus. So let's just make some changes in our life, right? Let's just make some craziness happen in our world. And with Neptune, it's also the illusion. What is the illusion you're falling into? What is that energy that you're falling into that is not within your truth and within your path? And it might feel like maybe I'm falling for something or wanting, this is too difficult, so I'm going to give it up kind of thing, when that is what you are supposed to be following, because the illusion is giving you that there is a difficulty within it. And what is that difficulty? Is something streaming down to being your fear. What is that fear that you are having? What does that look like? Whoops, let's go back to my Instagram. What is that fear that you're having? And with the sun, the sun is our outward. Our sun is here. This is my sun. My sun is my Scorpio. I come out here. I am what I am. Fuck you all. You don't like it. uh you know it's that energy that comes out, right? So when the sun is trying to show something, and here is Neptune can bring in some kind of shadiness, can bring in some kind of illusionist, can bring in something that you don't want to see. And with the sun being in Virgo, it's like wanting to show you, where is it that you need to work on? What is it that you need to be doing on? But you have to hold it to your highest spiritual self. This is what you need to, like, what do I need to hold to my highest spiritual self? What do I need what does that look like, especially when it's in the Pisces house? And it's coming into this energy of saying, looking at the last 6 months, when the sun was in Pisces, it nuzzled up to Neptune. So there was something going on 6 months ago. And with that, now there's an opposition with what it is that you were wanting to grow. What is it that you are wanting to release now? So if you look back 6 months ago, right? So what was that? Going back to when it was in Pisces. So that was, looking at that energy of what was I working on? What was I trying to accomplish? And you might have seen over the 6 months to that that things were starting to crumple down, things were starting to fall apart in your life, or things were starting to come together. I got more falling apart because whatever was happening during that time of the Pisces energy, which is you're going back into trying to think into February, March, you're looking at the things that you're trying to hold together in February, March. So things that you're trying to hold together in February, March, was there an illusion within that? I know there was in mine. What was that illusion? What were you trying to grasp hold on that may have fallen apart when it became a quarter square? Ah, yeah, trying to get into the technical astrology for some of you guys, like quarter square. My health stem, my health pre-stem cell. So what was going on there? And now it's coming into is like what is holding you to your highest spiritual self? And how is that serving you? Because Virgo is also the health house. There you go, your pre-stem cells. So your health house, health. So Virgo rules the health, la 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 la, which is your sixth house in your astrology. So what is your sixth house? What does that look like? Because that is actually ruled by Virgo and whatever you have in your sixth house. So we look at that energy and look at that opposition that's happening right now and start to take a look at saying, okay, what is, there's a lot there that might be peak that's going on. What was the building? And now we have this moon that's coming that is at the end of Scorpio, touching both and looking deeply into our spiritual self, because that's what Scorpio does. Anybody who takes my courses will tell you that I rip out your soul and I put it back together again. Not meaningful. I don't mean to rip your soul out. But as a Scorpio, I want to dismantle the things and get you to look at things that are deep within inside you and really take into that truth and that honesty. And this is where it's like coming to your spiritual connection. What is that truth within your spiritual connection? And your people, the relationships, the values, what are those things? And here Neptune goes and he goes, I can bring you to the illusional side of these. I can bring you to the part that maybe it seems easier, right? This is easy over here, but in reality, in the truth of what the divine wants to lead you, there's work to be done. And in that work, there is great abundance. There's great things to retrieve from that. As we're working up to the Mabon autumn equinox, it is, what have you planted in this, since the embolic, right? What have you done? What have you been trying to create? What has worked? What hasn't worked? What is within that alignment? And maybe what is that it didn't work over here, but maybe I need to do some adjusting. And in looking in that adjusting and looking in that movement, because Mercury is now moving forward, it's off the 8 degrees, hallelujah, moving forward as Mercury is starting to say, I'm moving, I want to get the fuck out of here. This is a new direction. This is coming into something and giving you that information so that you can come to some kind of completion, some kind of energy. And it's going to be, especially with the Neptune and Saturn, the manifestation of our spiritual life. What is the manifestation of your spiritual life in the last 6 months? What does that feel like? What does that look like? What have you dived into more so that you didn't, before? What is it that you've been working on health-wise? Is there a health issue that's coming in that you didn't realize and it's starting to sort of appear now, or you had some kind of idea about maybe something wasn't working and now it is, or something that the health house is the health house. Woo, it's coming in strong. And this is where we really have to focus in our energy. And this is where also the energies of that you can't live in the past. So what is it from the past that maybe you're trying to reconnect or redo or bring forward? What is that zombie that is in your life that is dead? The zombie's dead. It's no longer. It eats your brain. So why are you bringing up something that's eating your fucking brains, right? That's causing you stress. and you thinking that you can bring it or revive it again, but you can't revive it because it's dead. It's done. Why do you want something around that's eating your brains? So this is where we are starting to see. This is where you can't live there. It is a adjusting into a higher spiritual energy of guidance. What is that guidance? What is that bringing you to? And focusing on the future in a bigger way. How can we focus on something in a bigger way within our life that is in our alignment with our spiritual self and within our heart, not within our mind? This is where you don't want to get caught up in your mind. Virgos can get caught up in their head very easily. You know, it's got to look like this. It's got to be like this. Oh, you got to prove it to me. Oh, fuck you all, Virgos. No offense. But I get a lot of Virgos in our sides. Got to prove it to me. I don't have to prove fuck all to you, but I'll do what I can, right? Like, well, how did you know that? I love I love my Virgos because my Virgos really organize me. But sometimes Virgos they want the proof. They give me the tangible, and I'm like, there is no tangible. You got to trust in a higher power. It's trusting in that energy, and this is where the big ego shedding is. So this is shedding of the ego, and we got to look at when the sun is in Pisces. It's really where one, it really doesn't want to be in Pisces because it's very, I want to shine, but how can I shine in all of this abstract ether energy? I want to shine. I want to be illuminated in a place where I'm able to see things. So things could be very, like this. And that's why a lot of times with the Pisces here, the Pisceans they come in to really work on their karma. They come in to work on a lot of shit in their life. This is where a lot of times with a lot of the my Pisceans that I know right now, and the clients that I have gone through or still are going through a lot of health issues, because across the street is Virgo. What do you need to be dealing with? What do you need to be working on within your life? And sometimes it's a soul searching, draining time, because that's what their karmic is in this lifetime. And karma's neither good nor bad, but it's trying to show them this is what you need to start to embrace in your life. And for us, we have to look at, okay, where is Pisces? Pisces for me is my 10th house. It's my dharma. What is my dharma in this lifetime? Well, it's going to be a little bit all over the place because it is Pisces, it is ether. So what do I have to look at? And I have Jupiter there. So Jupiter's in my Aries house. So it's in the 11th house. So this is where, what do I need to start working on, right? What do I need to start working on within my own self? So start looking at what is it that I really need to grab onto, and knowing what are my triggers and what do I keep self-sabotaging. What is it that I pull away from and I'm like, I don't need to work on that, because with the sun opposing Neptune is a big ego shedder. Not a shitter. It's a shedder. So it's like training our ego to follow our heart. Begin to follow your heart with what it is that you need to be doing. And this is really starting to take some deep dives in the craziness of the world around us. I mean, um, parts of the bank in Australia is going to stop using cash. What does that mean? For all transactions, checks, and stuff like that. So they're going to start out slowly not using cash, right? So it's like, okay, how does this all work, kind of thing? Everything's going to be electronic and things like that. In the state of Illinois, you don't need cash for bail anymore. So you can't bail somebody out with cash. What they do instead, they just give them a ticket and say, hopefully they appear in 6 months or whatever it is. So we have this energy that's, crazy. And just throwing those in because those are some of the highlights. Our prime minister is bringing in all the grocers and say, I hope you guys have some way of fixing this. Yeah, could you stop the carbon tax? I don't know. right down to people. I don't know. I won't bring in the Russell thing because I know that's touching a lot of people right now. But I mean, he just lost his YouTube page, everything. Like they just like fuck you. We're not dealing with you anymore. Like what a way to cancel somebody who was bringing out a lot of information. It's an interesting it's interesting how this is playing out. It's and how they are really wanting to hang him out in the town square, you know, and watching them. I just said I wasn't going to say anything, but watching this person as long as I have, and the shit that I saw people do, like women would throw themselves at him. BBC really played into his hands, whatever, there's so many things that are there, and there's a reason. I could see, like, I mean, he started a lot of things before they were, like he spoke out about political matters way before other people were speaking out about political matters and the things to do with parliament and stuff. So it'll be interesting how things in shutting him up, what does that mean? What does that mean in shutting him up? So that's interesting. You know, anyway, stop it, Mary. Leave it go. Leave it go. This is going to be an interesting. Got to see how this all unfolds. It's got to be proven you're innocent to proven guilty, right? So right now, this again, we're coming into the ego. You got to shed the ego. You got to let go of the ego, and you got to put your hands in the divine, in what we are doing, in how we are following our hearts and our minds. So let's pull some cards before I get ousted again. Don't want to get ousted. Bring in some cards. If you're wanting to book a reading, definitely go to maryjunetracy.com and you can book a reading. My prices are all there. If you are wanting to get the new moon and full moon readings, they're $35 if you want to get them for the rest of the year, which is 7 of them. If you want to get 7 readings for the rest of the year, they're $35 each. And then a bonus for 2024, bonus little mini reading for 2024 that I record for you. So if you want that, let me know. Put you on the list. This one. Strength. You got to have the strength and determination, because I know right now it is exhausting. It is overwhelming. There's a lot of us processing. There's a lot of processing that we're doing right now, and it can be very taxing with everything, and it's creating a change. There's a huge change and a shift that's happening within our lives and happening, in the world around us. But I'm going to go for a more personal, like finding that inner strength because of the changes that are going on within our own personal lives, so that we can move forward and go forward and trust in the information that's coming forward to us. Trust that spirit is guiding us, because there's an energy of passion and love that's coming forward that's really guiding us to being able to go forward. The 5 of Swords is not really a fun card. It's kind of like the 7 of Swords, It is a one that someone's going to win and someone's going to lose kind of card. And where is it that you have to step up and say, I'm not doing this, and move forward upon your road, knowing that you have the strength and the guidance and determination so that you can move forward. And that could be some of these guys in the back that's saying, fine, you can have this, you can take this, because that's not, I don't want to be working with this anymore. There's going to be a lot of people really discovering their spiritual path and really looking at, this isn't where I want to have my energy. This isn't where I want to go. I want to lead into a different formation of my energy, and being in that truth. And sometimes in being in that truth really brings in a lot of dismantling of the ego, and what that dismantling of the ego looks like for each of us as we're going on, because there's a lot of shedding of karma right now. And a lot of people are like really loopy and stuff right now, which is kind of, which is a lot. A lot of people aren't really focused and grounded, and which takes them off on all different places. So drive carefully. I mean, traffic's really heavy here in Calgary today, more so than it was the last couple days. Everything is busy, 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 busy. So honoring yourself with where you're going, take your time, give yourself plenty of time wherever you're traveling, and be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. So on that, may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. I know, short and sweet today. Have a blessed one, and we will talk to you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.